What is up, everybody? Welcome to HotMakes right here on HotMakes Live. I'm Nerdy J. This, my friends, is David Hewlett. How you doing, David?
Very good. I'm loving that intro, man. It's you got who's Maker's Muse? Is that like a name for somebody, or is that just an actual?
Maker's Muse is another really large 3D printing channel. Like
who writes 3D printing disco tunes, or
he does a lot of his own music too. So he makes all of his own tracks that he plays and everything. He does all himself. So
I'm so jealous. I always wanted to do that stuff, and my kid's beginning to start on it now, so maybe I'll pick up some of it. But it's a great tune.
It's awesome, and it's free to use. If you go find it, you can use it. It's free for us to use. So just credit him somewhere, and we actually had him on for a couple weeks as guest host in early August, and it was awesome. I was like, it's like Angus is here. And that was Angus's music. Congratulations.
Angus makes me think of like AC/DC. It's got like a
he's Australian too, so that's perfect, right?
Damn, the Australians, they're so damn talented. The
Mars
Australians are amazing.
with us.
What was that?
Mars Gizmo is with us. Brian Vines, Blasto Supreme. Mars Gizmo, over 2 million subscribers on YouTube in like a year or something. It's crazy. Wow. We're hoping to get him.
What's
on
Mars Gizmo doing? Doing 3D printing stuff?
A lot of shorts, and he's I believe started some longer stuff now too. So if you haven't checked out Mars Gizmo, check that out. And there's some awesome people with us right now.
Well, I know Brian Vines, of course.
Yeah. There you go.
In fact, I was telling him on Twitter the other day that I was doing my Octoprint setup with his video the other day.
Nice.
And there's someone else. Who else was I using? I was going through I've got the MMU. Is I got that right? I say
okay.
Prusa MMU.
Yep.
Man, that thing is a fiddly beast. So I was going through a video. I think I'm going to pull it apart and do like a fine tune on that sucker, because it is.
Was it Chris Riley maybe?
Might have been, yeah.
Maybe he did a couple of really good videos on the MMU too.
Oh man, it's such a great system, but it is so fiddly. Like it's so, and I don't trust myself at all. I built it, right? So it's like these are all from kits because I'm a masochist,
right.
And so I'm just convinced that I've done something wrong somewhere. We'll see.
It's probably that one like tiny little, if I can grab one of these little things, like the tiny little screw is just a little too tight or something, like
that's
this
it
thing. Oh, you can't even.
It really is.
There you go. It's one of those little. It's
funny.
It's like a quarter turn too tight. No.
I mentioned it on Prusa's show. Like I just sort of made a little offhand comment about like, I think I'm getting it figured out. And there was this kind of like, yeah. Like they're like that's advanced 3D printing. I was like, oh, cool. I'm in the advanced department now. So
nice. Well, I tell you, if you're gonna print some stuff, you can always jump on Things. I don't know if you've checked out Things yet, but they're the sponsor of our show. And at the end, there'll be a $50 Amazon gift card courtesy of Things. Fix Some Dudes with us. He won last week. Congratulations.
Nice.
And $50 gift card from Amazon courtesy of Things. If you haven't checked out things.com, you have to. It's think Thingiverse, throw that in the trash, and so much better.
Think about it, throw it away, and then go to Things. Got it.
They scrub all the sites, which is awesome. You can find a lot of stuff. You can search by geometry. If you're playing with your phone, you can actually use the AR feature and make like a giant sized droid in your living room with the AR feature, which is pretty cool.
Which is great for trying to sell it to your wife later. Look, honey, it's hardly in the way at all.
See, I told you, R2D2 is only this big.
Perfectly as a coffee table.
But so thank you so much. Thanks for being the sponsor of the show. We really appreciate that. I haven't seen them comment yet, but I haven't been watching too terribly. Oh, there they are. See that?
Look at that. See?
They are with us. Said Jake for State
Maybe you have
Farm
to say it 3 times, like thanks. It's like Beetlejuice, and then they show up in the comments.
I got a bad feeling about this.
There you go.
Too late. I'm already here.
So I looked up today. It has been since like March of 2020 since we had you on the show. What have you been up to lately?
I mean, it's been a great excuse not to leave the house. So of course that's been fun.
That's true.
It got weirdly busy. Like it's one of those, I don't know about you, but I'm finding that now that the AFK, as I call it, the AFK world is beginning to infringe on my online world. Now I'm finding that there's not as much time to do all the fun stuff that I want to do, because there's actual like social obligations and things. But I've got, I've built I built a CNC system, which I'm looking forward to having the kids work on.
Nice.
I've been playing with. It's really just like the whole. So I do this Tech Bandits thing. The Tech Bandits thing is really just about trying to inspire kids to get excited about things. Because I figured, like you and I, when there's something we're interested in, you just dive deep, right? There's just there's the whole internet there of stuff to learn. So the idea of trying to teach them anything seems pointless to me because there's way better people at that. You just have to get them excited about stuff. So so I've been trying, all sorts of different things. We're now streaming. We actually stream now. They talked me into doing a live stream of Tech Bandits, which is weird, but they love it because because that's their world, right? So I feel like I'm living in their world now, and it's been kind of neat. Like we've had some really fun discussions about stuff, and I'll try to bring up some tech stuff and some of the stuff they like, some of the stuff they just completely ignore. I just move on. I try not to take it personally. But the 3D printing stuff I've said recently, like we've got to get. That's why I want to get the Octoprint up and running, because it'd be really fun if they could come set up something to print and then be able to log in and just check on it. Let me know if the house is on fire, that kind of stuff. Because it's all in my basement. But so that's so yeah. The goal is, I think, slowly to get a few more of my more nerdy bandits in to do some 3D printing and stuff. So.
Well, and it's an awesome thing you do. And Gary, if you could find the Tech Bandits website and drop it in the chat, that would be awesome. So
it'd be great. Yeah, it's just techbandits.com.
It's also on the banner.
Oh, look at that! It's on the banner.
Yep.
Look at that.
Jeez, look at that! Just look down.
I'm on top of it.
Gary,
I'm
Gary
terrible
is
about
on
keeping the
top
website
of
up to date. By the way,
Yep.
I'm absolutely awful about keeping it up to date. So.
You have Octoprint. We have Gary.
Yeah,
Gary's our AI in the background. He kind of runs the show. We pretend we do.
Very good. Yeah,
I absolutely run the show. You guys are just accessories.
There's an alarming similarity to like a Windows paperclip there.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's Clippy's cousin. Oh, you can't see it from there. It's right up there. Because you. Oh,
yeah.
There we go. We had him. He's been modeled a couple times.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's been modeled a couple times. I'm not sure.
Right.
But it has a sweet bass. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
and he's part Dalek.
Yeah. Exactly.
Love it. It's funny. One of the things I've been doing is talking to this amazing guy at Google, Lawrence Moroney, about AI. He took every script available. I think they were actually transcripts of the Stargate show, fed them into this machine learning algorithm, tweaked, and came up with some scripts and some scenes for us to actually do. So we recorded a few of the cast get together and do that. It's pretty it's hilarious right now in how terrible it is. But at the same time, you could see where it's going to start working. Like you could see where it's beginning to figure things out. It understands, for example, that at the end of the scene, there should be a cliffhanger, but of course it doesn't understand that you've then got to be able to follow it up by something that makes sense. So it's, so it's things like "Dad" as the last line of the scene. And I don't know how the hell you're going to make that work the next scene. I don't know, but but it's fascinating. Awesome. The AI stuff is absolutely fascinating as well. In fact, I got some stuff. I've got some boards and stuff that they've got these new. They use this software called TensorFlow to handle all the AI stuff or the machine learning stuff. Sure. And they've got these special boards now that will sort of speed things up on these. They've got these little, it's like their version, I guess, of a Raspberry Pi meant specifically for AI stuff. So I'm hoping to play with some of that in the future.
Well, and their new phones. Well, they announced the new Pixel line tomorrow.
Oh yeah, what's the deal on that? I haven't heard about that.
And it's going to be the 6 and the 6 Pro, and it has their chip, the Tensor chip, in it.
Ooh,
so I'm really pumped because from everything you've seen, we've seen the leaks, right? The strategic leaks.
Yeah.
But like everything they're saying it's gonna be super heavy on the learning.
Right.
And it's gonna drop huge database files that you think are huge that they somehow can figure it out to mesh them down to under a gigabyte right on your phone. So it'll be like instant answers and stuff.
They're already pretty good, I gotta say. Certainly better than the Apple. I shouldn't say this because I'm actually working for Apple now, but the Apple, I'm like, Siri just can't get it right. Siri and I have arguments all the time now. It's ridiculous. It's like Jane's always arguing with Alexa upstairs, and I'm always arguing with Siri on my phone. So,
well, we laugh because go ahead.
Yeah, Alexa, I wish she would contact me back.
She hasn't called you back.
No, she hasn't called me in months.
That's it. She's always, and I'm always completely misunderstood by her as well. So there you go. Maybe she's ascended.
We have all three, and Bigsby too, with someone with a Bigsby, like the Samsung Bigsby, which is like your southern cousin who didn't go to school. No offense if that's you, but
we always get too drunk at family reunions.
Yeah,
yeah. But we always uncle. Say like, tell us a dag joke at work, right? We go around on our phones, and it's hilarious. Like the stuff you get back is funny, but the responses you get back, it doesn't understand. It's like, your dad is so cool, and it's like, that's not what I meant. But Google will actually tell you dad jokes, and
no, it's extraordinary. I mean, it makes sense given how much. I mean, if you think about it, Google is like an oracle. Like people tell it stuff that they wouldn't tell anyone. We ask it things we would be ashamed to ask. Our better half. I mean, they know, it knows everything about us, and that's. Some people find that terrifying. I just find it makes for better ads, and they get things right for me. You know what I mean? So
that, and think about I think about Tristan, my little guy, right? Growing up, we had to dig through libraries and books, and now I have these Google Homes all over my house, and here it turns the lights on, it shuts them off for me. Like I ask it, if I don't know, how do I cook a burger on the stove or something stupid.
What temperature is pork supposed to be? That's what I get a lot.
165 degrees or whatever, right? But that's the best thing, is that you can just shout it out loud now. You don't even have to touch anything.
Yeah, and it makes a big look. That's the future we wanted, right? I mean, it's just that there's that whole potential evil side of it as well. I mean, there's a whole. Yeah. The funny thing is,
it's all your info.
Well, you start wondering, I've literally found myself going am I really into this whole maker thing, or have I just been coerced into it because it's a great way for them to sell me stuff, right. Because, I mean, truthfully, I think I was always into this stuff anyways, but I was pulling TVs apart, and I would have killed for a 3D printer when I was growing up. I would have died for that stuff. It's amazing. And probably died with it.
Well, and you've been printing, doing the Tech Bandits. You said you built a CNC machine, so I'm kind of curious to
we had this amazing guy who just I had mentioned that I wanted to get a CNC to start building some furniture for a school for kids with developmental and physical disabilities, because there's they have sensory walls and stuff like that. I just thought it'd be really great to get the Bandits to help me with building some stuff that we could then go and install. And anyway, so that's lots of, as I say, lots of plans, not always a lot of action. But so Jonathan MLH is the guy, and he said, great, what do you need? And set us up with this CNC machine. And it took me forever to get around to building it because I couldn't find a space for it. I ended up downsizing it just temporarily. I've got a smaller version of it built right now, because the large version would just take over the entire basement. I can't move around with it set up.
Right.
So I've got a couple of kids who've offered to come in and help me do the final. I kind of want them to do some of it,
right.
So that's
kind of the point, right?
I mean, I could, yes, I could screw it up myself, but it's much easier to yell at them. And it's just been the 3D printing stuff. I was saying, I think before the show, we're talking about the MMU and how I was working on the multi-material Prusa, and it's just, the potential is amazing. I just keep I'm finding it's just another level of complication on top of something that I'm already not that I just don't do enough of. But I mean, in fact, one of my frustrations with the whole 3D printing thing was I tried to donate my other Prusa to the school, and they're like, I'm like, what do you mean? Put it in the library. The kids will use it. It'd be great. But what if it catches fire? I was like, look, they don't catch fire. It's not. It would be. I said, honestly, if it could catch fire, I would have done it already. But they're terrified of it, because unless they've got, unless it's part of a curriculum thing, they just don't want any part of it. But the kids,
it's hard.
Could be using it the whole time I'm not using it, which is my frustration.
100% agreed, and it's hard. I have a bunch extra stuff here, and I reached out to a library, some schools, and I got a couple donated to schools, which was great, but I knew people on the school board, and they got it in that way, right? But otherwise they're like, no, we're good, thank you. And I'm like, you don't want, it's free.
Well, look, this is we live in a world where people throw out Roombas. I had this my kids just like, I'm the cringiest of dads, but I was like, we're walking home one day and the garbage night, which I love because it's like geek trash. That's where I find all my fun stuff. I always love finding printers because you can pull them apart and find lots of little motors and stuff and gears.
Sure.
And I found this Roomba, and I was like, okay, this is a moment in history that we've got to the point where robots are freaking disposable. Like, how did that?
No, we're not. No.
That's it. I was like, so I brought it home. You'll be glad to hear this. I brought it home. I replaced the sensor for it, got it working again, and
Nice.
have broken it again 3 or 4 times since. But it's a great platform for robotics, right? Because it's such a robust and sturdy system.
Yeah. Well, we have a couple of them. I got them from, I think Brian Vine said Woot gets rid of them pretty often for like cheap. So I grabbed them for a couple rooms in the house, and my little guy likes to either sit on it or put all his stuff on it and watch it go. Yeah. But he drives his mom nuts because she stays home with him all day. Beep, and he wants it to go. And then beep, turns it off. And then beep, it goes. It's like,
well, so wait till do you have the one with the little remote on it? This one came with a little remote, which is just great because he could literally pilot himself around the house if he wants to, you know. But I love the idea that, I mean, that's really the mentality. That's the hacking mentality. It's what you want. It's like, what do you do with buttons? You press them. Like, that's what you do.
Right.
You know. Whereas I think you get to a certain age where you're like, I might, don't break it. And I think the same thing with the 3D printing stuff. I was like, they were always like, well, it's okay if the kids. I'm like, yeah, if they break it, we'll fix it. It's a kit.
Right.
I mean, we can, and the Pruses are bulletproof anyways. I mean, they're amazing. I mean, I'm curious to play with. You're playing with the resin now as well, right?
Yeah, I have a couple behind me. I have a couple I need to unbox still, but I did order. What was it? That new Anycubic? I think it's a Saturn, the big one.
Oh,
that's supposed to be pretty awesome. But yeah,
what do you make of those as opposed to the deposition ones?
Nice. Tweety Rowe, I believe, really loves you. They've been chatting a lot. I've caught a couple.
I've seen Tweety. Well, Tweety Rowe. I know Tweety Rowe from our streams.
Nice.
I've seen a few Tech Bandits people here. Thank you, Tweety Rowe.
But yeah, I think they're great. I think they're a great tool, just like 3D printers are a great tool. I think you need to come up with a good process because they're much more messy, and they can be much more messy. And unlike an FDM printer where I can just walk over, grab your print and pull it off and you're done.
Right.
You have to pull the supports off, wash it, cure it, and then you're done. So it's a little more putsy. But I think,
and how fume is it? What are the fumes like? Are they particularly bad?
Well, oh man, that really depends who you are. So I always do mine in pretty much a ventilated area, like my garage here.
Right.
Some people are super sensitive to it. Some people don't have any problem and don't smell it sometimes, or if they do, it doesn't bother them. So that's kind of a hard question. I always ventilate them because there's actually some people in the chat right now that'll tell you they were fine forever, and then all of a sudden one day broke out in hives and stuff like that, and ended up being an allergic reaction to the resin.
All right, so it's got to be that was one of the other concerns I had was just I'm just not sure what the kids are gonna respond to or not.
Oh man, it's so kids is rough with that one because you just have to be so careful. Now, if someone was there like yourself, like here's your gloves because you go through a lot of gloves. Just be careful, don't drip this anywhere because it only cures in UV. You don't want to walk in it and all that stuff. I think it could be taught and maybe in the in the chat they'll probably go one way or the other on that, but I think it could be taught, but it would have to be much more supervised than this, because if you get it on your hands and you don't wash it off, there's people with like severe allergic burns and stuff.
Really?
And you just have to be careful.
That sounds like my wife is pretty sensitive to that stuff too, and I don't like. I'm not a big. I don't like perfume and stuff. I find that gets very. I get like instant migraine because I'm.
You probably wouldn't like the smell of the resin then.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, look, I love the deposition printers, or what are they called? I mean, it's also just there are things in the world that are fun to watch. There's like fire, there's oceans, there's babies, and there's 3D printing. There's just something. It's just a wonderful process to watch these things sort of come out of nothing, grow out of
I
nothing.
love that you grouped those to get fire, oceans, babies, 3D printing.
But you could watch any of those. Like you'd be like, you know what I mean? They're the sort of thing like babies, they're just constantly doing stuff. You're like, oh my God, that's great. Maybe it's just your own baby. Other babies, maybe not so much. But and 3D printing is just one of those things that, again, it's slow for the kids. It's one of the reasons why I went to the CNC as well, is that I felt like I wanted something that could be a little bit more immediate for them. Because sure, it's great to watch it whip around for a little while, but until they start seeing shapes, they've got
that instant gratification thing. Myself included. I mean, I find myself probably with the technology we're talking about, like more and more. Okay, is this probably at the hobby shop that I could drive 35 minutes to?
Right.
Probably. Is it on Amazon? Yeah. Is it $10 more in the hobby shop? Yeah. Let's drive 35 minutes.
Right.
Why wait 2 days or whatever, or next day delivery on Amazon?
But you can't beat the idea of like, oh, I snapped off this on my camera. I can just 3D print another one. I mean, that's amazing.
100%. Yeah. We were talking a little before the stream. I've been playing with, and there's some RC guys and probably some RC girls in the chat too. But I've been playing with this little 1/24th scale micro crawler, and it's not big. I mean, it's like the size of my hand there.
That's great.
And there's a lot of cool stuff to print. I printed a new bumper. Let's see if I can actually focus that. There we go. So I printed a new bumper there.
Right.
In the inside, like the battery tray. Right here.
Well, you can tweak and iterate. That's what I love about it.
Oh, yeah.
You can be constantly iterating stuff, design.
There's shock towers. Now, I mean, there's whole chassis designs that are 3D printed. And where I'm going to go, hopefully with this is maybe converting that into one of those 3D printed chassis. Because I think it's so cool. Like you said, you break it. All right, big deal. I print another, chassis, and I bolt.
Get up the next morning and you got a new chassis. I mean, I've got these. I use these easy robots with the kids. Well, I used to. Again, not a lot right now, and these are all. Nice. They have all of the STL files for these, so you can 3D print any of these things and change them any way you want.
Nice.
Again, this one's intact, but there are other ones that I've had. Some of the connectors and stuff I've had to 3D print new ones for. And, it's amazing. And what's great about the 3D print ones as well is there's a little more flexibility than these ones. So they don't, these are very sturdy. That's what I like about them. But I really, one of the big things for me is like, I want to go as much open source as possible, because I love the idea of that, of trying to level the playing field in this stuff. So trying to use software that anyone can afford because it's free. Right. It is amazing what you can do with Tinkercad. Like Tinkercad is a brilliant piece of software. It's so deceptively simple, and yet it's amazing how complex you can make things with that.
Well, and there's student versions of now I'm going to forget.
The Fusion 360.
I think so. That was. Did they go away? I know one of them.
They used to. I don't know if they.
Going away.
I love Fusion 360, but man, there's a learning curve on that, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's so funny because you'll see people that design this awesome, crazy stuff in like something simple like Tinkercad, but they tell you trying to go to an actual like full blown CAD software is completely 100% different. So there's a lot of people who say start there and just learn that. It'll take a long time or longer. SolidWorks, thank you.
Well, there you go. Oh, they have an education one as well. That's cool.
And sometimes it'll take longer, but in the end, maybe it'll be better. And then there's I know a couple of Wisconsin peeps are in the house, but the EAA, the Experimental Aircraft, whatever, the EAA, if you join them, it's $30 a year. They give you a version of maybe this. I don't think it's SolidWorks. I think it was Fusion. It's Fusion or SolidWorks, one of those two.
But you get a free.
Yeah, you get a free copy to use it, because you're a member of the EAA. And I'm like, well, this is pretty cool.
That pays for itself.
But I mean, at the same time,
SolidWorks.
Yeah, it is SolidWorks.
SolidWorks.
Yeah, it's SolidWorks.
I think the membership's $30 a year. So for $30, you can learn yourself, SolidWorks or Tinkercad for free, like you said, all this open source stuff. What's the other one? Mesh Mixer.
Mesh Mixer, Mesh Mixer is really nice too. Actually, I got to say, I played with that quite a bit. That solved a lot of problems for me. The thing I like about Tinkercad as well is it's got that tie-in with you can get it to convert to Minecraft. So you can create like Minecraft stuff out of it. You can create Lego stuff out of it.
Oh,
it's like
nice.
So you can build a 3D you build these whimsical 3D things, and then you can actually build them in Lego. My idea there was, again, like how do you do 3D printing without a 3D printer? And I thought, great, most people have Lego kicking around and
right.
or Minecraft or something.
Right.
So this is a way of like showing that these 3D models aren't just for physical. There's a tendency, I think, with 3D printing, and I am the guiltiest of all of these things. I get on Wexter's 3D stuff, and I want to just print every freaking tchotchke that he's done because it's just gorgeous. But there's a tendency just to print existing stuff. Right. It becomes a way of, there'll be there's going to be like when they go look, when the archaeologists go looking for us in time, there'll be this layer of fusion deposition material, as one of the strata of what era it was, because there's just going to be so much of this stuff in the landfill. But I'm really big on, I think that the biggest skill, I think one of the most important skills that kids could have at this point is, or anyone can have at this point, frankly, I shouldn't just keep saying kids because I'm basically a kid myself. I'm 50 something. I'm still a child, but is the ability to 3D model stuff, because it comes to play in everything from video games to medicine to aviation to film production. You can use 3D design skills in any of those industries. I'd love to find out what I can't think of an industry that couldn't or doesn't already use 3D design in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, well, in the trades right now, the people that program the machines or write the programs to build the programs to build like a CNC machine, the parts on a CNC machine, you have to have that design knowledge to write that. And a lot of them use Fusion or SolidWorks or any of those. I got a couple of friends that went from running the machines. They got chosen to go to schooling and learn how to be the programmers in those machines. They're making a crazy awesome amount of money. Yeah. And they just write the programs. The customer sends you the part, what they want, all the stuff. You put it together, the spec, and then you ship it off to the guys who build it. And
that's the beauty. I mean, there's a whole, I don't know when you say you go to work, are you going to 3D printing related work, or is this a different job altogether type thing?
Myself, no, I work in a hospital actually for IT.
Oh, wow.
It's funny because I have a Prusa Mini on my desk at work, so I do print a lot. But I mean, he actually works for a metal manufacturing company, and or a couple of them actually do. It's the trades. They're dying for people around here. At least they're paying people $10,000 hiring bonuses, in some cases, just to get you in the door, and they'll train you. So it's like, what?
That's amazing. I mean, but this is it. I also think that, we also get really, we kind of get caught up in like learning the software. There's this, they talk about, there's kids that got to code. We got kids in coding, or girls got to code, or people of color coding classes, because everyone's got to know how to code. And the reality is, the programming languages they're learning for the most part probably won't even exist by the time they get out of school. You're learning this archaic form of programming. The reality is it's probably going to be more like Scratch programming. It's almost more important to have the creativity of code, understand the limitations of it, understand what you're doing, the nature of creating something programmatically. Yeah. Without the need to know specifically how to program in any whatever language you've got. I think there's a little too much snobbery put on that side of stuff. Yeah. You code in Scratch. It's like, who cares? If it gets the job done, it gets the job done. And the no code stuff is taking off now, right? That's a whole industry into itself.
That's a whole nother side of everything. And like me, I know myself, I don't have the attention span to code. Like I can't do it. I can't sit in front of a screen and stare at lines of code.
I love it. And I'm so bad at it. I love it, and I'm just awful. I'm exactly the same. I literally have been diagnosed with ADHD, which is no surprise to anyone, apparently. But I do, one of the misnomers about these things, or misconceptions about these things, is that part of ADHD is an ability to focus extremely, but for periods of time. Right. So things don't get finished, but you'll get very far in a very short period of time. And so coding was great for that. But I found it's like a language. It's like any language.
Yeah.
If you're not using it every day, you're just not that good at it. I mean, you're gonna fumble. So I would write pages of code to do stuff. And someone would go like, that if you just do this, it's done in 3 lines. You're like, oh, So
nice. Well, I tell you, we're gonna keep it pretty on time today. I know you have another engagement to get to tonight.
Yeah, I have kind of exciting little dinner thing tonight and I'm so sorry. I'll have to come back and we'll have to have just like more of a chitty chat one at some point. But
no worries. I know we try to keep it an hour. A lot of people do dinner and stuff like that, and this is like right over dinner time, right? But we have some HotMakes I want to check out and see your reaction to some of these really cool HotMakes.
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, let's do some HotMakes.
HotMake time.
All right. So
those were my arms. If anyone asks, those were my arms hitting the.
that was you.
That was me. Totally me. I've been working on the arms a lot. Oh wow, what is that?
So this one actually comes to us from Llama. He's in the chat with us, I believe. Says nephew does leather work for a hobby. Saw one of my mallets and said it would be cool to use with his punches and such. So he made one. So he has a CNC as well at home.
That is a nicely restrained design. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not too gaudy. That's
good.
beautiful.
It's very nice. He's got his logo, in there, which is awesome.
Is that CNC? I can't tell. Is that CNC cut or is that laser? Is that actually?
That would be CNC cut though. The logo.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So
he made some cool clocks for us. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have one. It's right out of reach right here. It says it has HotMakes and it's the clock. It's really
nice.
awesome. I mean,
you've got the CNC stuff is. I mean, that is another dream to me. But it's like the it's literally the opposite of 3D printing. Instead of adding material, you're removing it, and it's just it's a whole other skill set too. I also think I don't think it's as advanced as 3D printing is now. I think it's still a lot of kludgy stuff. Unless I'm wrong, let me know if I'm wrong. So,
well, I know there's like three axis and maybe even 4 axis. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure. And that's
weirdly the software seems to be behind the 3D printing software stuff. I guess because there hasn't been so much media attention to the CNC stuff as there has to the 3D printing stuff.
Right.
But I could be wrong.
If
someone has something good, let me know.
Hasn't CNC stuff been around for a lot longer than 3D printing too?
Yeah, it has. I mean, it's been part of manufacturing for ages.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those like don't fix it if it ain't broke situations, probably.
But they all remind me of like these kludgy DOS programs. Like, I mean, I guess they're getting better, but
this is gorgeous work. I mean, the finish is awesome. Looks like oak and walnut bits, which is awesome to use. The stuff you have laying around, and nice work, Tom.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful.
All right, what we got next? Shane, he's with us as well. Finally together out of my house. He didn't think this was HotMakes worthy, but I have to show it. So this is a project he was working on. Let's see if you can.
Oh, blinky lights! I already love it.
So I forgot. You guys probably can't hear this, but
is that Ghostbusters? Is that a?
Yeah. It's
my God! That's
man. I'm a scientist.
Oh, that's great.
It's Shane. Let us know. I believe this is 3D printed. Obviously, it's got the electronics in it. The proton pack looks very beautiful. Good.
It's kind of like it's almost like a steampunked up version. Like it looks, or is it the painting? What is it?
It could be. I think it's just primed. He's with us.
I don't think it's finished. Pack. Yeah.
What?
It's a normal proton pack. It's not like steampunk or anything.
Yeah, it's funny. It's just not finished yet.
The color. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, because I love the coloring. I love this. Like it's got a really nice sort of battleship metallic quality to it.
That would be, a steam. Oh, now we might.
Steampunk Ghostbusters. That would be good, actually. You could have like a mason jar for catching your ectoplasm.
You run around and you're like, come on.
That's it. Yeah.
I love it.
Generally,
nice work, Shane.
See that kind of behavior in a major appliance.
I'm looking forward. There we go. It's 3D printed with coax ABS.
Right.
No details added yet.
I see. So I kind of like that Spartan look, though. I got to say, but I also, I'm a sucker for you get winking and blinking lights going on. Look at me, my freaking microphone's full of unicorn vomit. I mean, it's like
nice.
My son
Shane.
picked this one out. I love it. Oh, great!
Next set to build week 2 of Mocktober. It's all about pumpkin picking. Last night's stream. So they have a stream. I'll have to do that. There you go. This looks like Lego.
Yeah.
So let me just enhance that a little more for us. Nice. I love it. It's such a
I'm
fun
recognizing
thing.
the pieces now. I'm seeing the. I think I've got just about all of that. I'm not sure I've got it in orange though.
Well, I mean, technically it could be any color, right?
I know, but it's Halloween, man. You can't. I guess a green pumpkin. No, it's maybe a black pumpkin.
It's just not
black
ripe
pumpkin.
yet.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's not. It's an unripe.
But that's so cool. I love the creativity here, and I'm curious to know what Mocktober is. So now, if you don't know what this is, jump in the link in the description below. It goes to a Google Doc with all of the stuff you're seeing tonight, so you can go check it out if you haven't seen it yet.
So, just
thank God for show notes.
Mock is so Mock stands for my own creation. It's just a Lego term for custom builds.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
There you go. Thanks, Gary.
See, we just learned something.
I mean, look at that. The best part is Geary has advanced AI, so we don't even have to ask. He just chimes in.
He knows what we want to know.
Perfect. Yeah.
My CPU is a neural net processor, a learning computer.
It's a learning computer. Man, he's like blasting the past. Oh, look at this. Oh, nice.
Oh man,
this Tesla coil.
Now this is phenomenal.
He's got the Tesla going.
That's it.
It's a Tesla
I got to
coil,
drop because you can't hear this, right? So I'm gonna change this up just for a second here because
I have a sound effect. That's okay.
That is pretty epic.
I'm gonna try to share my screen.
Share the force.
The problem is,
I love
the challenge is, the challenge is it only allows me to share a window. It doesn't give me the option to share audio, but I can do this. There we go. I'll just share the whole screen with audio.
Want to waste my time? Okay.
It's a little bit smaller, but if I play this, you should be able to hear this. And it says sound on. This is
no.
Yes.
No freaking way. Oh my God, that's genius.
I don't even. I love it.
That can't. Is it? It's literal. It's doing that. I didn't know you could do that.
I am losing my mind over here.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, here.
Holy crap, that's genius.
I love it. Oh man.
Who thinks of that? That's what I love about this is what I love about this whole community of makers is who the hell thinks of that? You know?
I
Skywalker.
Yeah.
I when I heard that, I believe it was Llama, that tagged us. When I heard that, I was just like, oh man, this is too good.
Yeah.
For one who has a mini coil sitting around, right?
Yeah.
But then you figure out, I'm assuming they're just changing the power.
Yeah,
right.
I guess so. Yeah.
In a programmed way.
Yeah.
Holy moly. We need to get that model on Fangs. Let's get it out there.
Yeah.
Nice work, Wayne.
Yeah. What could go wrong? A few kids electrocuted the process.
Hey, details.
Or adults.
What else do we got? All right. So,
we're going full Star Wars today.
Yeah, this was a dream build of this person. Wow. I apologize, I can't pronounce your name, but dream build my own version of the Star Wars DL-44. Pop quiz: who carried this one?
It was Han Solo, wasn't it?
There you go. Great kid. Don't get cocky.
Weighs 1.28 kilograms.
What?
1.28 kilograms, and it feels great to hold. So
pewter walnut pewter. Oh, that is gorgeous.
Just phenomenal build.
Beautiful.
And then they made the case to go with it, which I think is pretty awesome.
That's extraordinary. How do people have the time for this? I'm so jealous. You know,
I don't know.
I'm 3D printing Magic the Gathering separators. That's fine. That's as advanced in my design that I've got.
This, I have a feeling this person put a lot of time. It looks like walnut, aluminum, pewter, steel, and resin. And then,
but that's better than the real thing. Like that's better than what they would have used on set. I mean,
probably
there are very few shows that I've worked on where they put that much. Because it just needs to pass for the most part, right? That's the illusion of the film, right? Is I guess as things have become more, as we've gone 4K, 8K, whatever the hell, I suppose they've had to sort of up their game a bit. But remember, Stargate used to build some beautiful, beautiful props on that, like things that actually worked and stuff. But but that is gorgeous.
I can imagine the old 480p 720. You would never see detail in that piece.
Look at old movies and just watch all the stunts and go like, who's that? You know what I mean? Like they didn't even bother. They're like, it's a guy. It's a guy in a bad wig. Close enough. No one's. What are they going to do? It's not like they can go back and see it again. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. What do we got next? Tom.
That's cute.
Let's see. So Tom, actually today, Chris Perillo had one of these on the stream. He was doing the Apple stream that had the big announcement stuff today, and he was doing
those
commentary for it.
Pros.
Yeah, I know the fanboys are probably freaking out right now, right? I'm not a huge Apple fan, but M1 Pro, right? I think that's.
I am, and I'm not. I'm that weird love-hate with Apple. I feel like I am inextricably bound to their system because my family all uses iPhones, and I've used Mac laptops for years, but I feel like I've been burned by their desktop systems too many times. And also if you want to play, like if you want to truly play, you sort of need like Linux or a PC. Yeah. I mean, you just gotta, and a lot of the 3D printing stuff
and Android.
Yeah. Well, and the Android's going to run on Windows anyways, right?
Yeah.
And Linux is going to have, you can have the Windows Linux kernel thing as well. So it's great. M1 is, I got to say, the M1 is, I feel like, well, anyway, sorry, continue. You're doing your hot takes.
No, you're good. You're good. Mac. So, Fix'em Dude, who's with us right now, he created this model, and they call it the pumpkin tie. I thought, who was it today? Was it the pumpkin tie fighter? I think that's what Chris Perillo called it today. I thought that was pretty funny. The pumpkin tie.
Is that a candle in it?
I think it's one of those.
It's a fake one. I was going to say, because I'm not sure it's going to last long with a candle in it.
Well, it's just long enough for the battle, and then they flame out and fall out of the sky.
That's it. Yeah, basically, then you just sort of hurl it at your neighbor and go like it's as a special effect, right? Okay,
it's a Molotov pumpkin tie fighter.
Yeah.
But this model's great. There you go. You can see it flickering now.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, so because I see that the flame is not actually flickering. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm such a dad. That's pie fighter. It's not a tea light. It's not.
Is this on Things? Fix'em Dude?
It's about to.
Let us know where you can find it. Hopefully it's on Things. But yeah, this is such a cool model. I love the cool part of the community. This example is that someone could be like, you know what, someone should model this, and then like by the next week, someone modeled it already.
And then there's probably someone who's already iterated and had come up with an even better version of. I mean, yeah, it's fantastic. It's amazing.
Right. So yeah, Fix'em Dude, if you could tell, I don't know if you released it or not, but if you did, if it's on Things or something, just let us know. Just print 20 or 30 tops. Nice.
Yeah, so that's all you need. That's all you need.
But nice work. I love the Halloween theory, or the Halloween prints, and
it's fantastic.
Patreon only until Halloween. Perfect.
Oh, there you go. Get in there.
Fix'em Dude's Patreon to get it.
Do it.
This one. So this is Willow. Willow Creative. She's out of the Netherlands. We've had her on, and she is just a phenomenal prop maker, cosplayer, that kind of thing. This was one of her things. She actually just did a photo shoot with this. But
Dude, I watch horror movies all the time, and werewolves suck. And that doesn't even have any effects on it. That's literally just as it is. That's brilliant.
Oh yeah, it does. Watch. Did you see the mouth?
Yeah.
So
and the
she
ears are
developed
going, and
yeah, she developed that all to work together. And when we had her on, she actually showed us the inside where it's all tied together and it runs through her jaw. So she actually opens her mouth to make that happen. And the eyes will blink randomly and look up and look around. The jaw and everything moves. The ears will move with it. Actually, she puts pieces like in the cheeks that move, so it looks like a real wolf.
God,
check the private chat real quick.
That is
checking private chat real quick.
Absolutely stunning. Oh, private chat. Ever go to the private chat? There you go.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh, she's got Instagram. Oh, God, that's almost creepier.
Yeah. So this is the shell, right? And you can see.
Oh, that is okay. I used to have nightmares about wolves. That was I had recurring nightmares of wolves when I was a kid, and that's
coming back.
Well, it was this weird combination. I used to have nightmares about like people wolves, like not werewolves, but they were like
teen wolves
that could stand up and wear clothes and stuff. But that is really creepy.
Yeah. And she does such an awesome job, and so awesome job, Willow. I know,
Willow.
I mean,
that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
She makes this whole suit, like everything she does, and it's such an awesome job she does. So nice work, and I think someone needs to pick her up for some movies. I mean, to get some good outfits.
Yeah,
and
but
costumes.
This is the funny thing. So I'm talking to the effects guys on C the other day, and these are like brilliant, top of the industry kind of people doing stuff. And sure. I actually said to them, I said, you should do YouTube. And they're like, what? Like, this stuff is thousands of dollars of makeup and stuff. And I was like, dude, I said, like, because then you could do new things every week instead of having to come in and put scars all over my face every day for, whatever. And I'm sure they get paid more that way. But at some point, like, she's probably this kind of stuff. Has got to be, if you could earn a living doing what you love like that, I can't even imagine. And
that's all she does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's pretty awesome. She does a lot of
dream. That is the dream,
Yeah, for sure. And just a heads up, we have about, what do we got? 12 minutes. If you have not signed up to registered to win the $50 gift card to Amazon, courtesy of Thangs, this is your warning to do so. We're going to do that in roughly maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes here.
$50. There's a bit of filament there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She actually modifies her printers and everything. Like she has a really tall Delta, which is awesome. That she actually extended and everything. And I mean, this the stuff she does. She does light up swords. She does crazy stuff.
Makes a living doing this and doesn't have time for commissions or similar. See, that's brilliant. That's even
what
better.
What she does is she'll find like a mask. For instance, she did some dogs and stuff like that. She's done a bunch of different ones, but what she'll do is she'll make a run of masks, like maybe 20 of them, and throw them out there for people to buy. And people snatch them so fast. And then, and most of her time she does stuff like this. It's just super crazy. She printed a model of herself. So Willow Creative right now, it looks like Willow Wisp. She changed her name to on Twitter, but check them out. I know we're getting dinged in the background for running short on time, so we're going to keep moving. But thank you so much, Willow. Keep up the awesome work.
I'm going to go follow her right now.
Yeah, Loyal Moses next he's doing a giveaway on the Loyal Moses show on Twitch. So jump over there, check him out on Twitch, follow him, and I believe. This was he said, let's see, I'm giving this guy away tomorrow. Now, I think this was already happened because, this was something he tweeted before, but it's just a cool print. I love this.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's fantastic. It's got a Plants vs. Zombies thing going. It's good.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I never even put that together, but that's perfect. Plants vs. Zombies, like.
We said Willow Creative, right? Is that what we said about Willow? It was definitely
Willow Creative with an underscore here.
Follow
at the bottom of the screen.
And Instagram.
Oh, of course, I can always check the show notes.
There you go. On Instagram, she has like, oh man, it's nuts what she does on Instagram too.
I'm assuming she's killing it on TikTok too. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Jacob Stanton, I 3D printed a skull with a special built-in mechanism. Works great. So you gotta let me blow this up because you have to see this. So this is so good.
Oh, that's good. That's
I love
great.
that.
Yeah.
I need
fantastic.
this. I need this in my life.
See, more tchotchkes.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
We'll have a layer of twisting skulls and flexi rexies between us.
Oh
and,
my God, I got
a
a lot of flexi rexies. A lot of them. Then I started doing flexi unicorns. Did some flexi lizards. Yeah.
And last but not least, we got one more for you. Oh, there we go.
Look at that.
HotMakes Stargate for my Google Home. We were talking about Google Home to tie it
there
all
you
together, right?
Nice.
Used in the thermal color changing base and fuel limit for the ring and chevrons printed on a Prusa Mini, it looks like.
Nice.
And this is local maker Michigan, also with us, I believe, tonight.
That's great.
I love that the Google Home sits in it.
Sits inside. It's brilliant.
So when you talk to it, now I have an R2D2 version where it like the Google Home's the head, which is fun.
They should have a McKay one where it just tells you to just a second.
Whatever.
Shut up, I'm working.
You do like instead of Google answering, we'll just have you like McKay responding.
We're just going, oh God, you're such
like they
idiot.
did with Samuel L. Jackson on Alexa, which is hilarious.
There you
by
go.
the way.
Yeah. You got a question, Fumbles McStupid?
Yeah. But nice work, local maker Michigan. Such a cool idea.
Nice.
And I love that the Google Home sits right in the back and
that's really smart.
Like yells at you. I'm wondering, do you tell it to tell you Stargate movie quotes or show quotes? I need to know because that would be awesome.
I wonder if they must have something like that, right?
Oh, I'm sure if
someone must have put something. Someone must have put some kind of a Google Google list of questions together for that.
Hey Google, give me a Stargate quote.
I found a list on the website geekbomb.net. Indeed,
I don't know if you can hear this, but
Stargate SG-1.
It's
here are the first three.
It's giving me the first three.
It's Skywalker, the Setesh Guard's nose drips,
hey,
and Mayborn.
it's just yelling.
An idiot every day of the week.
We have devolved.
Want to hear more?
I don't recognize any of them yet.
So what's funny is everybody out there.
You are dark side.
Hey Google, stop. It said, here's three more, and it kept going.
Shut up, Google.
Yeah. So what's funny is anyone out there listening on a speaker, I apologize because you just got blown up.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Nice. But awesome. I appreciate all the hot makes this week. It's such a good stuff. And what do you think? I know it's been a little bit, but always cool to see fun stuff from the community, right?
It's beautiful. I mean, I like that. See, this is the stuff where I love being able to show this kind of stuff off because it just gets kids thinking about what else they can do, right? Or myself. Right. I keep saying kids. I really mean just nerds like me. But yeah, it's like, so again, one of the things I love was, so I was doing a little obsessive about Magic the Gathering while over the pandemic, and then and trying to organize the cards that I have many too many of. And so I thought, what a great project for me to do something very simple that I could design myself and that would be of some use as opposed to just being something to put around the house. So I started doing these about trying to get these as small as possible, as thin as possible that would work. So you know, and the idea is, but what was it was a great process because you have to, so you got to take your initial JPEG or PNG of whatever the logo is for the series. For that series. Some of them I put text on, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do the text for all of them, but and then so you bring that into Windows 3D Builder, you import it that way, then you can put it into Tinkercad. I was using Tinkercad because again, I figured it was something that other people could use easily, and it's just something there's so little to do on a design like that, right? But again, just iterating through that. So the first one was a little too tall, next one a little too short. I wasn't sure how much of it I wanted to come out, how complicated they wanted to be, and it's just. It's so much fun, like just gorgeous. Like it's just the whole process of working that stuff through is I love it. It's just all it's all geeky goodness to me. So,
well, it's fun that you like you're saying you can start with nothing. You start with a drawing or whatever you do, and then you're like, I mean, something flat like that. What does it take? 20 minutes or
that's it? Yeah, I mean that's
30
that's what.
yeah.
And this is a little thicker than I even need it to be. I could probably even go a little thinner.
Yeah.
And
it's,
you know,
when you get that done, you're like, a little tall or whatever. Let's do it again real quick, you know.
Well, and eventually I think what'll probably happen is because as I was saying, I got to go through. I want to just go through and completely make sure everything is aligned properly on the MMU. And then I want to try doing some of these in like truly in multicolor, like do the full 5 things. A new newsletter. I know, Dave. I know. I should totally do a newsletter. I think I got to start doing like a video newsletter or something because I'm just so bad. I have copious amounts of newsletters that have been begun, but not a lot of them that have been finished. Weirdly, so yeah.
That one from 1922. No,
that's they're all out of date, like within a week, right? So, here we go. We're giving away $50.
So we're gonna give away a $50 Amazon gift card. Yes.
Wheel of Names.
From Fangs. There we go.
Oh, this is nice. So
4 entries, and here we go.
That pulls everyone's name from the chat. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Battle Cry. Woohoo!
Battle Cry.
Nice. $50 richer.
Congratulations.
Bring it on.
Let us know you're here. You got to be here to win. So let us know.
Yeah, we're so happy for you, Battle Cry. We're so glad you got $50 and not us.
Right. Wait a minute. Yeah. What do we get for this?
Don't feel guilty or anything. Thanks.
We get tacos.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. All right. Congratulations, Battle Cry.
Let us know how you spent the money.
Yeah.
Tell us how you enjoyed it.
Fixum Dude was telling me today he's got his he won last week and he's got something planned already for his, and I'll let him spill the beans if he wants to, but that's awesome that we can cooperate. Things can hook us up and we can give away $50 and you can buy stuff. You can buy filament if you want to do that on Amazon. You can buy parts. You can buy, I mean, who knows, whatever you want on it. It's Amazon.
That's the problem. And once you get in there, forget it. It's like Jane's like, why are there always packages arriving? I'm like, sorry. Credit cards at Amazon. I'm just getting in trouble.
Guilty. Yeah, guilty is charged there. Yeah. So I know we only got a couple minutes. Real quick, let us know where can we find you and stuff if we want to come looking.
I mean, thetechbandits.com for sure. That has most of the information about what's going on, but or just at D Hewlett on Twitter. That's again, I seem to be most Twitter is easy for me. I can usually come up with something not too annoying to say or to add to the day, and then I keep people posted on there. But I'll probably do a Tech Bandits tomorrow. But yeah, that's so we're on we're on Twitch and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, check out. I would do honestly. Twitter's probably the best way. That's the most up to date way. You'll know exactly what my dog's been doing and just how bad the farts have been during our yoga, that kind of stuff.
Well, and people can catch up and find you on all the seasons of Stargate. And one of the many movies you've been in, and also what was the new one? C, right?
C, yeah. So yeah, got a few Stargate people together on that. That's nice. Obviously Jason Momoa, slightly more famous than when I remember him before. He said it's not exactly the same, but just the toys are more expensive. I was like, yeah, sure. Can I have the Harley?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's exactly the same. Just absolutely lovely guy. And then Flanagan was in for a couple of days as well, and having a lot of fun on that show.
Well, I haven't seen. I admittedly haven't seen that yet, so now I got to go find it. Where can
I don't know who watches it. I'm curious to know who. Like, there's definitely people who do. When they do watch it, people get very excited about it. But it's there's just so much stuff to watch. Like, I don't know how people do it.
Yeah. That is the issue with having like digital media now, that you have all these shows and one ended. Okay, we have 6 more waiting for us.
I'm gonna start watching shows at double speed in the hopes of getting through stuff. Have you watched Squid Games yet? Squid Game?
We are on episode 3 or 4. We just did. Ah, man, I don't want to give it away. If anyone hasn't watched it, we did it. I'll just say this: the tug of war episode.
Oh God, yeah. Try stopping at that one. Oh, we'll just stop here and go to bed. No, you're not.
Oh my God! No, I had to watch the next few minutes of the next one.
Oh God, no, we did the same thing. I was like, go to bed. I mean, no, wait. Okay, now go to bed. Right. It's really
but
fun.
Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to have you on. You're welcome anytime.
Oh, dude, it's been too long. Bug me earlier because I'd love to, and as I say, I'm really sorry about tonight. I'd hope to be able to babble on a little longer, but
no worries at all. Like I said, usually we're 6 to 7, so that's perfect. I really do. I appreciate you offering to go longer if we started early or something. And that's the kind of guy that you are. You're always very gracious with your
the
time.
kind of nerd I am.
Yeah.
I said I was going to be a little late to this thing tonight, and I got a little text back saying actors, and I was like, no, nerds.
Nerds. Well, you better have fun with that one. We'll let you go, but thank you so much for being here. We got a couple quick updates, and then we're going to end the stream anyway. So Thank you so much again. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Ben. Look forward to it. We'll talk later.
See you later.
Bail.
See you, David.
Cheers.
Bye. All right. So we just got a couple last clean up things real quick. How about some last minute announcements?
Okay, listen up, everybody. Turn up your volumes. Announcement.
Attention, we have an announcement. Attention, we have an announcement. What was that? Yes, Mom. Yeah, okay. Mom, I'm doing a thing.
All right. Well, thanks again, David. I really appreciate you jumping in. I know you had to get to a dinner, and I didn't want to keep you any longer. But quick announcements for the day. Next week, Joel Telling, 3D Printing Nerd, will be here with us for the whole hour. So we'll have a lot of fun with Joel. The following week after that, Ben from Myers Woodshop. He's going to be on, with us. And that's going to be a whole lot of fun. Haven't brought anyone from the woodworking genre on, and he does woodworking and lasers and all sorts of crazy fun stuff. So we're going to have Ben on November 8th, which is a couple weeks from now, or 3 weeks from now. Sam Prentice, talk about droids. We're going to bring him on and talk about droids and have some fun with that. Talk about maybe his Disney work, R2-D2s, and the fun droids that are in the running for some films coming up. So that'll be a lot of fun. Also, towards the end of November, Alex from Laser Everything will be with us. We do have a couple more people in the middle there. I'm just solidifying dates. I don't want to announce it yet. But Alex from Laser Everything will be on in, I believe, November 29th. Alex has a little one coming, and I didn't want to push it too close to that. So we kind of pushed him out to the end of November to make sure the little one got here, and he's actually sleeping by then. But that we have an awesome packed end of October and November coming up for you. Hang out with us. Thank you so much for hanging with us here on Monday nights on HotMakes. We definitely appreciate it. And if you want to see somebody on the show, drop us a line. Hit us up on the Twitters or anything, and we'll get some more guests coming. And, thank you again, everybody, for showing up every Monday to the show. We definitely appreciate it. Gary and I work hard to bring this to you. And thank you so much to all the guests who have filled in every week since the end of July, in the wake, we'll call it, of the pooch. So everybody have a great night. Have a great week. Stay safe. And we will see you next week, 6 p.m. Central, right here on HotMakes. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining.